Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Mindy Eggen. In today's video, I am going to be creating a very classic Christmas card using Glitz glitter gel and hot foiling. These two products combined create a very elegant look. I am going to be using the Simon Says Stamp Christmas Wreath stencil for my card today, but you can use any stencil that you may have in your stash. And I'm also using the new mini Glitz glitter gels that come in 6 different colors. I will be using the cherry, which is the red Glitz glitter gel. These are beautiful and have tons of sparkle to them. I'm going to start off by cutting my main panel for my wreath using the A2 layers die and red velvet cardstock from Gina Designs. Then I'm going to spritz the back of my stencil with some pixie spray, which is a low tack adhesive. And the reason I'm doing that is there are some very fine details on this stencil that I don't want popping up on me while I'm applying the gel. Taking my spatula, I just stir up the jar a little bit of that Glitz glitter gel, and then I'm going to scoop some out and just gently start applying this over my stencil. I'm going in just some thin layers, being very mindful of those small delicate areas like on the leaves, and I'm going to scrape off any excess. And once I lift this up, I will take this over to my sink and rinse it off right away so I don't risk any of this drying on my stencil. Now you want to be super careful because we have that pixie spray and also the gel kind of holding that stencil down on our cardstock. So just carefully lift from one corner, and then I'm going to set this off on the side to dry and work on the other elements of my card. I thought some hot foiling would look really good with this background, so I will be using the Spellbinders Essential Christmas Greetings hot foil set. Those are the 3 bigger sentiments down towards the bottom of my magnet sheet. I picked out these Season's Greetings, and I have Hammermill cardstock here that I will be hot foiling on. I lined up my sentiment over red Glimmer foil, and I'm going to trim that out with my large scissors, also kind of cutting off the corners a little bit to just help minimize the chance of overfoiling. Once I have that done, I'm going to place this pretty side up on my cardstock, then my hot foil plate face down, and I like to hold it with a low tack tape. Now here's my Glimmer system. I already had it preheating, so that green light right there in the middle is solid green, which means it's hot and ready to go. I'm taking my cardstock and flipping it so my hot foil plate is touching the heated side of my Glimmer system. Then I will press my timer button, and I like to put my shim on top while that is heating up. Now my green light is blinking, which means it's heating up. Once it's ready to go, it's going to be a solid green. Then I can take that entire platform, take it over to my Platinum 6 die cut machine, and run this through. You don't need any other platform, just this base from the Glimmer system. Once I run this through, I can remove the shim and also my cardstock, and then you can either take your platform and put it back on your Glimmer system to heat back up if you're foiling right away, or just leave it off on the side. I'm going to peel back my plate and foil to reveal my sentiment. Now, I didn't have any overfoiling. This came out absolutely perfect, but if you did have overfoiling, you could just take an eraser to buff it off. I'm going to trim out the sentiment with a nesting circle infinity die from Hero Arts. Once I have that centered, I'll hold that in place with the Best Ever craft tape from Spellbinders. And I'm also going to cut out 4 more pieces of that same size circle and layer them together with a tape runner. I really like to do this, especially for this type of card with the Glitz glitter gel, because it is all solid behind my sentiment. I won't have any saggy areas behind that. Now the red panel I die cut out earlier cuts to about 4 by 5 1/4. So I trimmed out 3 more pieces of white cardstock, a little bit smaller than that, to layer behind this. Because the gel is wet, it can warp the paper just a little bit. So especially using cardstock, that's going to help provide even coverage behind that to add dimension to my card. Now I do have a card base here that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm placing some of that low tack tape inside to hold it shut, and I'm placing this in my Misty tool. I also put a little bit of dot runner on the bottom just to kind of hold my cardstock in place, and then I lined the back of my panel with the tape runner. I like using the Misty to line up these panels on the front of my card bases because it's all held in place, it's shut, and I'm able to kind of push that into the corner, and it helps me provide kind of an even border all the way around my panel. And then I'm also going to add just some tape runner to the back of my sentiment and place that right in the center. I love this circle die cut sentiment, which I think ties in really well with the circle of the wreath. Now I did decide to add a few embellishments. I have here the Essential Pearl embellishments from Pink and Main that come in this really cute container. I already took some of the white ones out and lined them up where I wanted them to go, and I'm just adhering them down onto my card front with some Barely Art Precision Glue and my Trinity pickup tool. So here's a look at my finished classic Christmas card. I love all the sparkle and shine from the Glitz glitter gel and that hot foiling in red that matches my background. I will have all of my supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog as well, along with additional pictures for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Here are a few other videos I think you might enjoy.